Well, in this video is going to be the update video, let you know where things stand right now. I have been working on 3 RV parks of getting the APs all set up. Got RV Park 1 completely done. I'm just connecting up RVs now. RV Park, I got an AP, but it only does 90 degrees, so I got to put a Omni antenna up there. I'm just waiting for somebody to have actually one in stock so I can actually get it. I mean, there's some out there, but the price they want for them is not worth paying. So I'm going to wait for certain websites that I deal with, like Streetwave, Ubiquity themselves, Amazon. For the last month and a half, the prices that people have on it is just ridiculous. I mean, double, sometimes triple the price. So pretty much Amazon buying Ubiquity equipment, no, I've pretty much shied away from it for now until I see different results. But I would say probably 80% of the stuff I buy is straight from Ubiquity itself. And the third RV park, I got phase 1, the Omni antenna up. Got a few people connected, I think about 5 or 6. And just, let's see, a couple days ago I fired up the phase 2, the Omni antenna in that phase. Got the receiving dish receiving from phase 1. Got the Omni up and running, hadn't tied anybody to it yet. And I got the dish from phase 2 pointing out to phase 3, which has not been fired up yet. I got to run the wires and put all the equipment in the box and get power to it and fire it up so it can start receiving from phase 2. But right now I got phase 1 and phase 2 up and running good enough to the point where I can connect clients now. Hopefully, this is Wednesday, hopefully tomorrow, if the weather is good, not raining, I'll be able to go to phase 3 and do all what I need to do there. The Omni antenna and the dish that will be receiving the internet is already mounted up on the J-pole. All I got to do is run the wires to the box and run the high voltage to the box, and that should be up and running hopefully tomorrow. Then I have all 3 RV parks up and running to the point where all I'll be doing then will be tying in clients, exception of RV park number 2, which I need to change the antenna because there's going to be some people wanting it, and they're behind the AP right now. I got one that's already tied to it, that's pointing on the back side of the, I think it's the light AP GPS is what I have up there, and they're pointing on the back of it. It's only, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 people actually tied in on that site, and one of them's tied on the back. The rest of them is actually connected on the front of it. But I need to change that out before it really gets saturated and it's just starting giving trouble. But that's just a matter of getting the Prism 5 AC and the Omni antenna, program it with the same SSID and the password and all, mount it, unplug one, plug in the other, and all the radios will tie right back to the new antenna. But that won't be done until I actually get one. And I'm looking to start having the live show back on this channel on Sundays, and I'm looking at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I used to have a live show on this channel and also a live hangout on my heating and air channel, even though I don't do heating and air anymore. But the guys like hanging out on the weekend for 2-3 hours, and I used to do it at 9, but I moved it up to 10 because I have to consider there's a lot of guys and ladies on the West Coast, and if I start at 9, well, it's 6 o'clock there. They're just getting home maybe, and if they are, they're eating, so they can't join. And if I start from 9 till midnight, well, basically 9 o'clock their time, it's over with. So I bumped it up to 10, and seems to be working quite well. So I'm going to start at 10 o'clock on Sundays on this channel, and I'm looking to do that on the very first Sunday starting next month of June. I will not be doing any installs in June, at least not of my own, because I would be out of town, out of state. I would be on the heading to the west coast of the United States. I'll be heading out the first the first week of of June, and probably go through South Carolina, through Georgia, head to somewhere around through Louisiana, then through Texas, and mosey on over to Arizona. And it's going to probably take 7-10 days probably to get there, because I'm not in no rush of getting there. I'm going to fill up with gas and drive. Yes, I can take a plane, but I like the scenery of driving a car. Then I'll probably stay there probably at least a week. There's another WISP owner in Arizona. His name is Britt, and I've watched all of his videos, and I told him that I'm going to come over there to hang out. And I like meeting people that I've seen only online, and I've done that with heating and air, and now I want to do that with the WISP industry. So we're going to hang out. Maybe we do an install if he gets one while I'm there. I don't know. But I just wanted to get away. But I got to get all these RV parks up and running and get people tied onto it as much as I can before I leave. I got probably maybe five or eight radios for the big RV part that is in 3 phases, because all of it works on 2.4 gigahertz, because there's a few trees in there. So I figured I'd just lay it all out with 2.4 gigahertz, so if I ever run into a tree problem, I've already, with the best radio there is. And I got about the same 6 or 7 5 gigahertz radios for the other 2 parks, and just get all connected as much as I can before I leave. And I got somebody that will be on call per se in case something happens with any of it. But so far I haven't had any issues with it where I could not just restart a radio and it fixes the problem. But electronics, it's going to fail or have a hiccup or something. I'm just hoping that I will not have any while I'm gone, because it's going to take 7-10 days to get there, 7-10 days to get back. You know, that's 2 weeks, be a week there, and then, you know, and eating into the 4th week. I might stay a little longer, I don't know. And then I can get back and tie more people in. But the RV park number 3 that I'm setting it up and has to do it in 3 phases, they are having a park cookout on the 22nd, which is not this Saturday, but Saturday after, Saturday of next week, that the owner is going to introduce me to everybody that's there. That's the park that has 149 or 159 spots. And it's something that he does every year, so most likely everybody's going to be, a lot of them's going to be there. So I can pretty much take names and lot numbers and let them know when I get back in July, or maybe before I leave, get them connected. But that's why I have not been doing a live show here on this channel, and also not able to do my live hangout on Saturday nights on my heating and air channel, because I have been working. I have been under homes on the weekend, because that's when people come into town to come to their RV on the weekends. So I've been under houses 9, 10 o'clock at night running wires. That's just the way it is. People work during the week and they'll drive an hour or 2, maybe 3, and spend the weekend at their RV, and that's when they're there. So that's when I have to install them. I had one that come in on a Friday. He said he'd be here 6 or 7, and we set it up for 8 o'clock. So I was there from 8 o'clock until 11 o'clock doing the install. But that's just the nature of installing at an RV park, because that's when they actually show up, is on the weekends. So that's what's been keeping me busy, and why I have not really been doing any live shows or much of videos. I have to record while I'm doing what I can do and keep the videos going. So pretty much next video would be probably the phase 3 of setting it up, configuring it. If you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you'll see some photos popping up of the installs itself. But that's what I've been doing. It's been very enjoyable of getting people internet. I did not expect to get these RV locations. I did not have that planned at all. I was just going to try to get internet in the RV park that I actually had an RV, so everybody had good internet. And then one that had internet in RV Park 1 moved. She moved into another RV park, which is about 15-minute drive from that one. She told the owner called me, and we talked about it, and I installed it there. And then he told a friend that owns another RV park, which is the big one, and he wanted me to do it there. So, and then overall, them 3 RV parks within 15 minutes or less drive from each other has potential of over 300 clients alone. One's got like 50, one's got like, I think 90, 94, 95, and the other one that has 145, 155, something like that. 149, 159, something like that. I can't remember. I have to look and see, but it's somewhere in that neighborhood. I know it came up over 300 spots altogether. So that's going to be very rewarding if I can get at least just half of that, of them 3 parks connected. But I'll record the installs as much as I can. Of course, I will be, going in people's homes, which I will not be recording, privacy, be courtesy of their privacy of not recording that. But most stuff is outside. Mount the antenna, run the wire underneath and all, and pretty much you bring the wire in, plug in the PoE, set up a router, configure it, plug it in, and it's done. But people like to see installs because not everyone is the same. I even looked at where I can set up a CPE up on a pole or whatever it takes to mount it on the RV or home, but most of this is going to be set up for RV because I've had some that wants to have the internet, but they still want to be able to take their RV off the premises and take it somewhere else for maybe a month. So I came up a way of giving them internet on that spot, but it's not attached to their RV, and I will show you that in a video while I set it up. Maybe not on a RV lot, but maybe just set it up somewhere outside and test it and see the results, because I've never done it before, and see how well it will work for setting up for an RV. Because some of them do want to move their RVs. It's not a permanent, setup. Some of the RV parks that I got is a permanent setup. You put an RV in there, and if you don't want the RV anymore, you sell it. It's like a house, Some of them don't even have wheels on them anymore. It's a permanent foundation. So I'm going to, come up with a way and see if it actually works. That way I don't have to penetrate any equipment, wire, or anything through the floor or anything. They can just hook up to their RV and be able to pull off, and the Wi-Fi still be there. So I'm going to give that a test and see. If it works, that would be another option. And it don't take that much more to make that happen. You just have to design a little different, but I think I got a way to be able to get that done, and I will make a video of that, and it might help you somewhere down the line that it would, in your setup some way, maybe a street fair or something like that you want to set it up. It will work in that environment as well. So it's different applications that this setup that I have in mind of putting together will work. So look for that video. I don't know if I'd be able to get that video done before I leave and go out of town. I will try to make that video, but I'm not going to guarantee it because I got so many things I got to tie up, loose ends here, business and personal, just to be sure when I leave everything's where it should be. But that's what I've been doing. If you got any questions, always, leave it in the comments below. Like, I have been getting a lot of questions, people asking for help. I even had somebody from Florida, Miami, actually fly up here and stay and work with me for a week voluntarily. He wants to learn the WISP industry, so he volunteered to come up here and just put hands on and learn all he could. And he's going to go for 2 months and work on a job that he's getting a good amount of high pay, so he can actually have a lump of cash flow to be able to open up his WISP business somewhere. Don't know if it's going to be in Florida or another state, but he wanted help to learn how to do it. I said, well, if you can get to North Carolina, he said, okay, I can fly. And that's what he did. He stayed here for a week. So I'll help anybody that, you know, that's willing to help themselves. So that's all I got for this video. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments, shoot me an email, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And I will be also the live shows on Sundays while I'm traveling. I'll be doing that too, and also I'll be making other videos while I'm gone. If I can find a WISP system somewhere in a town or whatever, I might go see if I can get up with them and hang out with them. I don't know. Find that out when I hit the road. But I'm going to try to do more live shows other than the live show I'm going to have on Sundays, because a lot of people have been asking, when am I bringing the live show back? So might as well do it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.